check in today on the 6th. How's everybody? Let me know in the comments how we're feeling. We are 2 days away from the Lionsgate portal. 1 day away, really. I felt it. Been feeling kind of empty. This morning, I walked up to the top of the mountain. First, I want to say yesterday, I went to a new area because these guys are the most childish people I've ever seen, and I take shits outside on white people's lawns to spite them. And I think these guys are the most childish people I've ever seen in my life, man. They don't feel real to me, and I'm gonna get into that. I'll sit here and it takes me about a month, maybe like a week to a month, to fully be in my element. You see, when I go through this and I go through different places, it usually takes me like a month of sitting around picking up shit. Then I hold it, and then I feel good. And we're consistently getting these kind of empty people, and they're just getting worse, fam. I've never seen, it's like they're like lashing out in pain, basically crying, and they're very childish for fat white women. I'm almost, should I move to the terrace? The terrace is right there. Should I move to the terrace or should I sit on the ground like this? It's up to you, fam. What you want, fam? Ground or terrace? Should I stand right here? You know me. Cool trees. We got this tree right here. Look at this. We have this tree. Motherfucking tree grew right out the ground. Nothing stopped it, bitch. I think it's got apples on it. No, what's it got? It's got these little crab apples on it, bitch. What the fuck else we got? Did I bring my cigarettes? Wherever we end up, I for my cigarettes, man. And you know me, I can't go without them. We've got this Masonic temple. Let's check out this right here. I was talking about how these adults, these 40-year-old adults that live in nice white suburban houses, are acting like angry little toddlers. And they tried to like bully me into submission all day the other day, so I left. And then that baddie police officer that came up that was wearing a ring the same as my tattoo, and she had tons of tattoos that were like all the different mementos from my memories. So I was reminded of all of them at once. She told me, there, you can go to a place called Another Way, and they can help you. So I went there, and there was a kid that looked identical to me, the same exact height, same exact long hair, identical, except he was a bit fatter, less muscle. And he started naming all the places he's been to, and they were all places I'd been to. And then in the places he said he went, he told stories of him doing the same things I did. And then, so I was like, fuck that shit. Felt like he was trying to steal me away from me. I'm like, I'm not dealing that. And he tried to get me to smoke hair, to do dope. So I left that shit, went inside, talked to a guy about, because he was talking about how nice it is to live in the woods. And I was like, you don't see the, and you're right, there's not enough trees out here. I felt more better around the trees. I said, you don't see the guys with the deer skulls? We see like these hooded figures with deer skulls in our mind when we sleep out in the woods and do mushrooms. Shit gets freaky out there. So I said, I looked it up. That's called the Irish god of the wild, Cernunnos. What the natives called the Wendigo, and that's what they named Cern after. And that's what the Baphomet is. And then he was like, no, I never heard of that. He was wearing a biker jacket. He stood up and walked out of the building, and he had a giant patch on the back, like a tramp stamp, but a giant patch that went up his back of Cernunnos. If you just Googled a picture of Cernunnos, you'd get like this art of him sitting there with the snake wrapped around his hand. He had a giant patch of it on his back. I was like, you know what I'm talking about? He's like, no, I didn't. I've had this for 20 years. So I explained that to him. And then there was another guy that looked just like me if I was 40. And he was sitting there like I sit, when I have to fight through the figure shit out. He was sat there like twitching and trying to figure shit out like I would. So it reminded me a lot of myself. They all looked like different aspects of me. So I left that shit. Because I started to feel like they were embodying all the different parts of myself perfectly. So when that happens, I feel like it's not attached to me anymore. Like I lost my sense of identity. Can you imagine everyone tuning out to these God simulation stories? Proof that none of it's real. So I left and I went to the school. I was going to go to the library, but there was a school down the street. On the street instead. And all the different people that were lining the street, say there's 15 people, and they were all walking down the street doing their thing, like all on their missions. You don't think I know, bro? I've been out here for 10 years, man. So as soon as I decided I'm not going to go to the library, I'm going to go to the school, all 10 people, whatever direction they were walking, they all turned around at once and they walked towards the school. And then most of them stopped to block my path on my bike. Like they just turned, walked like robots basically, and then got in the way of my bike. When I decided not to go where I thought I was supposed to, I went to the school instead to charge my phone. Charged my phone, left to go back to the library, and there was this bike that I've been looking at Marketplace for about 3 months. And I always spent my money on other things and never had enough. But I'm like, I should get this bike. Like every time I think about the bike, I'm like, I should really get this bike. But I just don't have enough. I go to the library. Right where I was hiding in a little alcove, I look up and directly in front of me is the bike. So you know it's a simulation, so I took it. I'm gonna find him on Marketplace and be like, yo, you left your bike in the middle of a homeless camp with no lock. Like I know it was next to your house, but you have no cameras. The homeless people were eyeing it. So I took it and I'm gonna hit you up. What the Sigma? What the Ligma? Hello. It's me. Let me get I'm thinking about going to that hairdresser and get Native American braids and then a Viking braid in the back and then just leaving it there forever. But I only have 38 bucks. And there's a guitar for 50 I'm gonna try to get. And then I'll be set. Fuck phone service. Fuck everything else. If I get a guitar, I can die happy when the election happens and we all get blown up. So I got this bike. The Matrix kept trying to attack me. I went up. I fell asleep in my tent. It was very nice. But I woke up feeling like I was the most powerful soul on earth. Like I was glowing. There was so much music. I was taking in downloads from the Akashic records. I was full of light. I felt like I was an omnipresent, shining, fifth dimensional being. I felt glorious. So I was starting to channel songs, and then a dog ripped its way out of its owner's leash, ran very far, like I could feel it. I knew it was coming. So I'm like deep in the woods on some trail. I could feel the dog down the trail, feel me, and then it was like ripping its way off the leash. And then it ran all the way up the mountain to me. And then it just stood at the tent, screaming at me in the tent and snarling and like trying to get me to stop. And I was just meditating at peace, feeling powerful. I had just woken up from an amazing dream where I've been doing this. So since they took my house, I've lost all my properties to rich white people. And just when I was 13, I thought it would be wrong for me I just have a high vibration and I have a lot of life experience, man. When you wake up to what they call spiritual initiations, where you download the knowledge, you go through game-breaking tests, and then you acquire what's called a new paradigm, and then you just can't unlearn it. So I'm explaining simulation breaking stuff for people. You feel me? Let me get back in action. Okay, yeah, I talk about, and this is real, I swear to God. When I get to this higher state where I do the Kundalini awakening, I take in the energy from around me, I get more present, and I start to make songs, I start to channel it and create stuff. I've been doing it for 10 years. I did it as a child building Legos. So I had a dream that one of the biggest problems in my life was that rich white people kept taking all of our shit and leaving us homeless, because I kind of had to parent my parents, and I felt like I wanted to let my dad do his thing. Like my dad, his best friend killed himself, and he inherited like $1 million when he was a ski bum. One of the best ski instructors in the state, but he didn't like buy a house with it. My grandma bought him a house when I was born. So I had a dream. I broke into my old childhood home, and there was a bunch of rich, white privileged pussies throwing a party. So I went in and sat down in the middle table, and I kicked him out, and I sat down, and I was like, this is my house. And then my dad was right in front of me, and I was asking a bunch of questions about like, why the fuck, what went wrong? How did you fuck up with this? How did you fuck up with this? What happened to this? What happened to all of these things that we had going for us? What happened? And then one of the rich kids like gave me a bad vibe, and I stood up and I said, I got raped so that you could party. And then everybody shut down, and then I turned into a fireball and I killed like 6 of them. And then I woke up and I felt like this huge power, and then the dog got ticked off by the power, and it came and was trying to like get in my bubble. It was screaming on top of this mountain, screaming at me, and then the owner came up, and she seemed like just an empty, when you don't know this stuff, or you just stop caring, you don't have hope, you don't put all your hope together, you don't control your emotions to kind of keep this hopeful. You'd call it a delusion if you think that letting go of your dreams is what's normal. Then we'd be weird to not want to create our own destiny or life. So she seemed like that, like just an old empty vessel guy, empty vessel lady. And she felt this, so for a second I felt like they just seem empty, man. I'm technically the highest form of empath possible, so I can see the light emanating out of their body. I can see their intentions, especially when I just wake up from sleep and I have like a reset kind of end of the hero's journey cycle dream. I'm looking for my smokes. So that happened. The dog left. The fuck you talking about, Larry? The fuck you talking about, Larry? You ain't said this. I don't know, I'd prefer if you guys made a YouTube playlist and tagged me in it or something that you want my songs, you want me featured on. I'm waiting for $300 for my computer. I'm waiting, but I have no prospects, you feel me? But I'm getting a guitar today, tomorrow, hopefully. The Lionsgate portal's coming up. I hope you guys started the practice I'm talking about and you didn't fall into zombification, guys. I hope you didn't fall off, my friends. And you've got your manifestations going. You're activated and co-creating with the universe, so that all of this intense energy coming through, you fasted enough so that you can house it, so that when you eat, you can tie it to mass. So you exist, and you didn't just fade away Hopefully your relationships are continuously pumping you full of consciousness. You feel me? Are you picking up what I'm putting down, gang? So I made it through the dog, and then the crows showed up. Because of course they did, right? I'm on top of a mountain. And the group of crows that bothered flew all the way up the mountain. And then they surrounded me the same way they usually do. So I'm pretty convinced that they've... What the fuck happened? I'm pretty convinced it's the same crows. I'm pretty convinced reality is just kind of projected out in front of us. And we're in like one of those Ready Player One suits. Spiritually. But how are you guys doing, man? I'm chilling. I've had nobody bother me tonight. Yeah, they feel dark. They feel kind of like they suck up all the love and the light in the environment, and then they try to dominate it. What the spiritual people say is they call them code enforcers. No, because they follow me, bro. If you go back to the videos, it's been happening for about 8 months now, where they show up as soon as I reach it, because I meditate all day. I'm constantly pushing the boundary, trying to grow. And I get to a certain level, and then the crows show up. And then when I beat them, or I stop them, or I have the right boundaries, they show up with more. And then when that doesn't work so far, and it's on the channel, then fat white people will come at me. I don't know why. It's never an indigenous or a Chinese man or a black man. It's always a fat white woman and a fat white man, or a buff white man that's older that takes life too seriously and he thinks he's a police officer, and we have to humble him. So I had a bunch of whiny, like these guys, look at this is the capital of Vermont. This is a state capitol building. And everybody in there was whining and bitching and complaining and coming out full of anger at me. And I'm just sitting on a public trail, enjoying myself. But when you go deeper, you realize that they're not allowed to have a certain level of humility because they have no pain or privileged life. So when they get older and they have a job like this where they're constantly not really going out in nature, they're just in an office setting. And then you come in with a power that you earned. They can feel that in a sixth sense. And they come trying to enforce the fake narratives and their miserable lives, looking for validation. So they see you as a threat because you're real. You're a real one. You've been through it, man. You have the perspective on life. You know how to prioritize certain things because you can throw out the rest. You don't worry about all that. And these guys are like all that you threw out because you're like, that's bullshit. That's fake. I don't like that. Imagine living like that. And then you come back to humility. These types of people completely live and operate in pride. So people that suffer, I don't think they forget energy either. No, I just heard the word lycanthrope. I heard the word lycanthrope at the side of my brain. What the fuck? I seem to have misplaced my energy drink. Someone was trying to get some cat in my chat. There it is. Oh, it's right by Larry Finkelstein or whatever his name is. Is it Thomas Chittenden? Thomas Kittendom. Thomas kidnapping Native American babies and raping them in his dungeon. Where'd everyone go? Do I need to scream with my shirt off? Ah! We are in a holographic. Machine Derek's here. He said Casey, Maine. Larry C. Colin Rogers, Maine. They want me to be their feature, Maine. Who's here? It's the Lionsgate portal, guys. As soon as I step onto the porch, my nighttime butterflies show up. We're going maybe 3333. I just wanted to give you guys an update. Reminds you of the world we're living in. Tell you I got some closure, and I've been going out in public more. It's like they paraded the people that abused me. That's what they do. When I first get to a place, I have a group of ops that attack me and destroy me. It's vampires that steal my life force. And then at the end of it, so when I finally left Montpelier and I went up the mountain, I came back down, and all the ops that were like farming me, they paraded by me in a straight line. Here's my cigarette. So I'm just assuming none of you are real. I think it should be pretty obvious to everybody that when they close their eyes, there's a lot of shit going on in there. You feel me? But for people to obviously not mention it at 2202. Now watch me rise up into my delusion. Now I see suggestions there. It's light tubules that come in to accept a certain timeline. Do I want to pick the timeline where all the people show up? Darkest parts of you. You're the sun to me. Laying on somebody's porch, smoking on a cigarette. I know it's bad for my health. I'll see you in hell, see you in hell, see you in hell. Take off on my motorcycle, somewhere on the grand horizon. I'll take it so you can play pretend. I wish you all well. I'll see you in hell, I'll see you in hell. I'll see you in hell, I'll see you in hell, I'll see you in hell. Who just moved my phone? The truth was revealed. I was God the whole time. Look. The truth has been revealed. It was me the whole time. Look. So how we feeling, chat? This view count is not representative of who's actually here. I can't tell you why. It was revealed none of them were my friend. The whole time. The whole time. How we feeling, chat? How we feeling, bruh? No. How we feeling, chat? I'm drinking Ghosts. What do people want to know, man? Why? I had a night of rest, bro. I climbed to the top of this mountain and I slept. I came back to me, the most naturally elevated, the most powerful soul on earth, brother. They tortured me, brother. I'm tortured. Look at all these vitamins. Look at all these chemicals in this. Yeah. Good vibrations. I keep getting inspired. But yeah, man. No, I'm not on any Adderall. You took the flight yesterday? You guys just hopped on a flight. Your whole family. Bro, post it on your Instagram. I want to see what it looks like. Yeah, once I have a phone and a computer, I'll run Discord calls. It depends on the state of the world. If the world is fucked up and we go back to the dark ages, I'm on my motorbike with a solar panel and I'm out. If not, and I do TikTok clip farming, I will get the people that donated in a Discord call and I'll make them all a bunch of money. That's dope. How's the vibes? Are the people nicer? I bet it's a big difference in Chicago. Sleeping on somebody's porch, puffing on a cancer stick. I know it's bad for my health. I'll see you in hell, I'll see you in hell, I'll see you in hell. I'll see you in hell, I'll see you in hell, I'll see you in hell. Take off on my motorcycle, somewhere beyond the grand horizon. I'll take the truth so you can sit and play pretend. I wish you all well, I'll see you in hell, I'll see you in hell. Please let me know with a butterfly or something if I should sing the rest. I wish, man. I heard in Ireland everybody's just talking about what they're gonna do that day. There's my butterfly. I'd rather die a legend, adorned with a crown made of thorns, floating away to the sound of the horns and the drums of my children, than to be hung out at the lake by the end of a rope, surrounded by ghosts of my friends, fading away to the same old songs about where it went wrong. Yeah, in Ireland, it's normal for someone that you don't know to come sit down and be like, man, I had a great day today. This happened, this happened. I'm going to go do this, and this. And then you're like, that's great. I'm going to go do this, and this, and this. Oh, later today, we're going to this, and this. But here, if you say anything at all, everyone's completely silent. If I just went, man, I had a great day today, everyone will go, and then they'd start stomping around near me. They'd completely reorient, turn, and then start walking near me. They'd freeze up like this, and they're trying to take all the data. That's why Ireland is rioting. And the inbred English are getting what they've done to others for 1,000 years. They're getting invaded, looted, conquered. Today I was just laying down and then I woke up and there was an entire Boy Scout ceremony right in front of me. And all the fat white people were twitching and standing near me. So I woke up and I said, white people have about 2 generations left until there's none of them left. And then the world will start singing and dancing and nobody will be there to judge. No one, I said, the world will start, then everyone will start singing and dancing and no one will care. And then the Karen went, and stomped away really mad. And then like all at once, there was like 3 kids all at once that put their head down like this and checked their phone. So then I went, as they walked away. I went, It's a reference experience. It's going to sit in their mind for a long time. Something that they're not used to seeing and not used to feeling. The truth. They hate the real. I bet Africa's nice, man. I hope you got. When I think of Africa, I think that everybody's going out on the street and there's just fruit on all the city streets, and it's really normal for there to just all of a sudden people are singing and dancing. Like you just walk down a city street and then somebody comes out and they're like singing, and then other people come in and just naturally harmonize with each other and they start dancing. Hey hey oh, hey hey oh, hey Yahweh, hey oh, hey hey oh, hey Yahweh, Yahweh. It's better when I'm in the woods, man. There's a firewall. You feel me? There's a firewall here. Angel Eagle, come on down from the heavens just to help us on our way. They come to teach us, then they leave us to find some other souls to save. Angel Eagle, come on down from the heavens, hear my drums, because I need you now. It's throat singing. It's better when there's a lot of people around, you feel me? When a lot of people are doing it together. The white people took my passion. So I thought about writing them a letter and posting it on their door. I mean, they kicked me out and they were really childish about it. They were acting like babies, basically crying, angry as hell, just trying to attack peace. And then once the peace is gone, then all of a sudden they can act normally. You feel me? That spiritual attack. So of course I went back and took a shit. When white people are mean to me, I go back and take a shit on their porch and lawn. So they have to clean it up the next day. And then the smell is seared into their mind forever. They can't escape the fact they were mean to Casey, and then within 24 hours they had to clean a giant smelly Duke. "2022 was dope, man. 2022 was awesome. It was amazing. Are we going to war or what, chat? Yeah, hey. I'm in the same place I've always been, bro, since I started live streaming the past couple weeks for the Lionsgate portal. I'm at the state capital of Vermont. Hey, 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 away. Oh, they don't like me anymore. They don't like me anymore. There's nothing for them to cannibalize. Hey, I was seeing how many people would join. Because when you live stream, you're at the top of the feed. When you live stream, you go top of their feed. So I was just seeing how many people would join, who's checking in. We made big progress the past week. It's just how many of y'all committed? How many of y'all committed to the truth? The truth. The truth. God, please let everybody here come to a better peace of mind. Allow this to be a confirmation that everything they're focusing on is growing, everything that they want is coming to them, and let it be a reminder to take care of themselves. Goodbye.